Shalom Israel. I like to say all praise and glory be to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Double honors to the elders of JMS. Shalom to the elect doing this work of faith and labor of love and truth and sincerity. Okay, and today I'm gonna get into a lesson real quick called Our Crown is Laid Up. I really don't do lessons like this, but it's a windy ass day out there today. You know what I'm saying? Trying to set up the camera and everything. The wind kept blowing, muffling my voice every time I'm trying to set up, Satan trying to hinder the work, but, had to make an alternative. So, the works must get done, man. So, may this lesson be edifying for brothers out there, and may the Most High, guide me through the Spirit, and may this be a faith booster for brothers out there, okay? So, let's jump straight into it. All right, the first scripture I got here is Hebrews chapter 6, verse 10. For the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work of faith and labor of love, which ye have showed toward his name, and that ye ministered to the saints and do minister. Right? So the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work of faith and labor of love, man. Showing you that everything that we do, the Most High counts that towards us, man, for good, man. Everything that we do, the Most High counts that towards us for good, As long as you continue to abide in the right doctrine, and abide in the things of the Spirit, your works are not going to be forgotten, man. And it said what? Your work of faith, you forget your work and labor of love, Your work and your labor of love, showing that this work is laborious, man. This work is very laborious, man, Taking our time out of our schedule, day in and day out, to search through these scriptures, to do lessons, constantly do lessons, to study, to go out there on the highways and byways, to prophesy the destruction of the so-called white man society, okay? All right, and to try to reel in the elect. This is labor, man, It says what ye have showed towards his name, and we know how important that name is to preach throughout the four corners of the earth, man. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So we showing the Most High's name reverence by constantly putting in his work, man. And every time we do a show or brothers out there on them highways and byways, what? All praise and glory be to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Showing that name reverence, man, okay? And it says, that ye minister to the saints and do minister. Whether we constantly out there on the highways and byways doing side lessons, taking time out, to taught the fruits and things like that, so on and so forth, man. The Most High's not going to forget all that, man. All that's counted to the good, for as our works are concerned toward the Most High, man. Okay. Next scripture I got here is 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 58, and it reads, Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. Right? So you got to be steadfast and unmovable. Well, you got to be unmovable in the faith, man. Like how did Ezekiel said, the Lord told Ezekiel, said, I have made thy face strong against their face. So you got to be stern. You got to be hard-headed for righteousness, man. You got to be hard-headed for the truth's sake, man. On righteous things, man. Not on wicked things, but on righteous things, man. So you got to be hard-headed and stand firm and be unmovable for this truth, man. That's the only way we're going to make it to the end, man. All right, and it says, always abounding in the work of the Lord, right? So you got to constantly be grounded in this thing, man. You got to constantly be putting in some type of work, man. Whether if it's on your studies, thinking of different lessons to do, different ideas, how you want to do this, how you want to do that. Different things that you can add to your camp, things that you can do to better the body of Yahushai as far as the camp that you're dealing with, taking your time out, to talk to brothers, what I'm saying? If a brother might be down and out, going to him in his times of need, feeding him some scriptures, trying to uplift his spirit, constantly doing these shows, out there in the highways and byways, every week in and week out, that's abounding, what it says, abounding in the work of the Lord. That's always abounding in the work of the Lord, man. Constantly, man. This is an ongoing process which we must do, man. To slowly but surely bring down the society, man. Okay, and to help reel in the elect, man. All right, and it says, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. So everything that we do, man, it's counted toward the good. It's not in vain, man. It might be, some brothers might, you might get a little lackadaisical, or, you might mess around and feel like, like, what am I really looking forward to out of all of this? What am I really doing all of this for, man? Like, throughout these scriptures, you got to know that you can't be weary minded in this thing, man. You got to know, you got to have that faith within you that you know you doing this for a better purpose, man, and that you doing this for the love of your people and for Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and what, so that you can reap the benefits in the end, man. Because we all do this for a reward, man. As it says in Revelations, I believe 22:12. Yahweh Shai said, behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according to his work, man. So you got to have that in your mind, man. That should be a nice asset of motivation for you, to slowly build up them treasures in heaven, man. You know what I mean? That constantly build up them treasures in heaven, so, like brothers out there that might be, alone, camping alone, you know what I'm saying? That takes a lot of strength, man. That takes a lot of strength to go out there and camp by yourself, man, Wherever you may be at, city to city, state to state, wherever you at, that takes a lot of strength, man. Just to set up and do your thing, go out there for a few hours, man. That's lonesome, but that takes a lot of strength, man. And the Most High is not going to forget that, because what you're putting forth and you're showing the Most High that effort, man, that love of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Whether you got a crowd of people out there in front of you or not, man, prophesy into the wind, man, that's going to be counted to you for the good. The Most High is not letting your works go in vain, brothers. We got to keep that in mind. The Most High is not going to let our works go in vain, man. And we got to constantly take these scriptures and examples to know, to show that show us that everything that we do, it has rewards to it, man. Or that everything we do, it has a purpose in the end, man. And a great point. Job is always a great point to bring out. So I just was going over it a little bit, and just decided to hit that a little bit. This is Job chapter 42 verse 10. And the Lord turned the captivity of Job when he prayed for his friends. Also the Lord gave Job twice as much as he had before. Verse 11. Then came there unto him all his brethren and all his sisters and all they that had been of his acquaintance before, and did eat bread with him in his house. And they bemoaned him and comforted him all over the evil that the Lord had brought upon him. And every man also gave him a piece of money, and every one an earring of gold. Verse 12. So the Lord blessed the latter end of Job. Salakia. So the Lord blessed the latter end of Job more than his beginnings. For he had 14,000 sheep, 6,000 camels, 1,000 yoke of oxen, and 1,000 she-asses. He had also 7 sons and 3 daughters. So what it said, the Most High blessed the latter end of Job more than his beginnings, man. Okay? So that's what we got to keep in mind, man. That's what we got to keep in mind, That's a nice incentive to look forward to, that crown that we searching for, man. That we're going to constantly go through these trials and tribulations, all this hell you catching, day in and day out, all this hell whether it's on a job, you dealing with a woman, different circumstances. You might be homeless for a point of time. You might got to stay at a friend's house for a while. That gets grievous to you. You're trying to find your way out, but you can't. You got to wait upon the Lord, for him to plan the steps for you. You might be at a bullshit job that you can't stand. The job getting you all sick. You're trying to get up out, trying to do everything you can to get up out of there, but you got to patiently endure that, man. Times with your woman, so on and so forth, all that's counted for the good. We got to constantly go through this hell so that in the latter end, we could be awaiting that crown, man. Because the crown is already laid up there for us, man. But we got to constantly go through these trials and tribulations and afflictions to receive it. But it's already up there in the heavens, sitting there waiting for us, brothers. We just got to go and get it, man. We got to endure to the end and go and get it, man. And another quick point right here is what I wanted to get. This is Matthew chapter 19, verse 20. I start at 27. Says, then answered Peter and said unto him, this Peter talking to Yahweh Shai, he says, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have thereafter? Therefore. So Peter, he knew, he ultimately knew, but, he just want some reassurance. You know what I'm saying? He just wants some reassurance, like, I need to hear this. You know what I mean? And sometimes, we do need to hear certain things. We need them quick refreshers, so to speak. We need, even though we may know certain scriptures, we may need to hear them again, because in that time when we going through something, that might pick us up, might lift up our spirits. So it's good. So Peter, right there at that moment, he needed a refresher from the Lord, man. All right. And in verse 28, and Yahushua said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit upon, or shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye shall also sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. So he told them what in a regeneration, showing you what, that's the reincarnation, when they put back into a generation, man. Said, when I come back, y'all gonna be sitting on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. So he assured them of the all of their labors wasn't going to be in vain. He assured them that they had a crown waiting for them, that crown was laid up for them, man. Okay. Verse 29, and every one that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life, man. So it said what? You forsaking your wife, your brother, your sister, your mother, so on and so forth, you're gonna receive 100-fold, man. Just how the Most High did with that example with Job. He increased the latter end of Job more than his beginning end. That's how it is going to be for us, man. So if you're a brother out there, you having a problem trying to find trying to find like a woman, or you looking for a woman, don't even worry about none of that, man. Don't worry about none of that, man. The Most High are going to give you 100 times more in the kingdom, man. Lord willing, if we make it, if those of us, brothers that's pushing out there make it, or if you got a wife, you know what I'm saying, she trying to buck up against you, getting mad because you ain't spending that much time. You went to the Bible because this Bible is our woman, because we supposed to be attaining to the Most High. You ain't spending enough time with them. You know what I mean? You might not be able to, give them due benevolence as much as you probably should, because you're so in tune with these scriptures, things of that nature. You know what I mean? You might not be able to spend that much time with your kids, so on and so forth, man. Don't worry about things like that, man. That's all going to be counted to the good, man. That's all going to be counted to the good for you, to continually lay up them jewels upon your crown, man. So when we constantly forsaking different things and going through these trials, tribulations, and afflictions, man, being that our crown is already laid up there in heaven waiting for us, you just adding stones to your crown, man. You're just adding jewels to your crown. Most High probably got a plain crown up there for us, but every affliction, every trial, every tribulation you go through, that's a jewel added to your crown. Some more diamonds in your crown. Some more rubies in your crown, man. So when you actually inherit the kingdom, that's going to be a heavy ass crown sitting upon your head, man. You're going to have a treasure chest full of jewels, man. That's what we looking forward to, man. That's what we looking forward to, man. All right, what's the next scripture I had here is Second Corinthians is 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse start at verse 23. Okay, and this is okay, it's gonna get into it. This is speaking on Paul. All right, 2 Corinthians 11 and 23. Are they ministers of Yahushua? I speak as a fool. I am more, and labors more abundant, and stripes above measure, and prisons more frequent, and deaths oft. Of the Jews 5 times received I 40 stripes, save one. So he got, beat, by our people, with those stripes, 41 times, man. He got whipped 41 times, man. He said, he's been in prison often, and in perils of death more often, and stripes above measure, you know what I'm saying? Labors more abundantly, so he was constantly doing the works, and he ain't taking no break, man, Verse 25, thrice was I beaten with rods, once was I stoned, thrice I suffered shipwreck, a night and a day I have been in the deep. You know what I mean? He was stranded out there, like how, brother, you can have a car, you can just get stranded on the highway, tires blowed out, gas run out, some smoke just start coming out your car, you stranded, man. That's a form of being shipwrecked in this modern day time, man. Verse 26, in journeys often, in perils of waters, and perils of robbers, and perils of my own countrymen, and perils by the heathens, and perils in the city, and perils of the wilderness, and perils of the sea, and perils among false brethren, So what? Paul went through all hell, man. He said, what, like Paul's of robbers, man? You could get robbed in this truth, man. You could get guns pointed in your face at this truth, man. That's all counted to the good for you, man. You know? That's all more Jews being laid upon your crown, man. You know? Said what? In perils of the wilderness, you know what I mean? Perils by the heathen, you know what I'm saying? In perils of the sea, and perils among false brethren, man. You know? And that's another thing, because, you know, we got to deal with a lot of different things out here, man. You know? We got to deal with a lot of different things out here, man. But what? You know, and especially amongst the brotherhood, but, you know, you just pray for brothers. That's all you really can do, you know, and just, you know, hope that, you know, the Most High can wind up changing them they brothers' spirits, or them brothers that may be wicked, you know what I mean? You just be on your P's and Q's for them, you know, but you still want to constantly, pray for all brothers, man, you know, because that's what a real men of the Lord would do, you know, and show that love for your brothers. Now, if they completely wicked, going off on some false doctrine, then you don't pray for no nigga like that, you know what I'm saying? You don't pray for no nigga like that, but, you know, you'll pray for your brothers, man, you know. Verse 27, in weariness and painfulness and watchings often. What we supposed to be constantly watching, man? We watching out now for what these prophecies, man. That's a part of our job, man. To watch often, man. Be on that news, man. You know, and especially with these prophecies, everything that's rolling around now. So we know the kingdom is right around the corner, man. All right, and hunger and thirst and fastings often, and cold and nakedness, man. Right, and hunger and thirst, man. You know. You might be struggling, you know what I mean, $5 to your name to you know, it's just Monday, you know, and you get paid on Thursday or Friday, man, you know, but you got to know what, have that faith, the Most High is going to provide for you, man, you know. You might be eating goddamn chicken noodle soup all week, man, you know, or, you know what I mean, to try to save up and get a car or something, you know. You might have to just eat goddamn you know, beef hot dogs and vegetarian beans, you know what I'm saying, for months, you know. But that's things that we had to go through, man. And that's all a part of our crown, man. All a part of our suffering, man. You know? I said what? And in fasting is often, man. You know? Because what? You got to constantly fast and pray in this thing, man. You know? You got to constantly fast and pray in this thing. That's very important for your spiritual growth, man. And then cold and nakedness, you know? You might not be able to buy the things that you want to buy. You know what I'm saying? You might be wearing the same old clothes for a year, 2 years, 3 years. However long you've been in this truth and haven't bought nothing, man. That's a part of your suffering, man. That's a part of your crown that you got to rock, man. It's a part of that crown of suffering, man. You know? But through all that, what Paul went through, you know, what was he looking forward to? Why was he doing this for? Did Paul know what he was looking forward to? Or was he just following the Lord blindly? No, Paul knew what he was looking forward to, man. Okay? And I'm close out with this last scripture right here just to show you, you know, Paul, he knew what he was looking forward to, man. And he knew that his crown was laid up for him, man. You know, he knew that all of his works was not in vain in the Lord, man. And Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, this is 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 7. Well, I start at verse 5. But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, you know, because we got to endure to the end. Do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of the ministry. For I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand. Because what? Because Paul knew it was his time to go, man. It's his time to go up into the spirit world, man. It says, verse 7, I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. So what? You got to fight that good fight until the end, man. You can trying to have, you know what I mean, like different thoughts to come up in your head, you know, or demons, you know what I mean, trying to attack you. So on and so forth. You got to battle back, man. And you can battle back through what? How Paul said in the other scripture, I was in fastings often. I mean, being in prayer and in fastings often, you can fight off those demons, man. Yahweh Shah said, certain demons don't go out but by prayer and fasting, man. So that's very important here, man. You know, said, I finished my course. I have kept the faith, man. He endured to the end, and he kept his love up for Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. Stayed constantly doing these works, man. You know, said verse 8. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day. What? That day when we're going to be delivered, man. And not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing. Right? So that's the point, brothers. You know what I mean? We got to know what we're looking forward to, man. And constantly use these scriptures as an examples, man. And constantly be there for each other to pick each other up, man. You know? and not to down each other. Constantly try to pick each other up through this faith, man. You know, we all here for it's every man for himself, but at the same time, we all here to help each other, man. You know, we all here to help each other, man. So we all looking forward to what? The appearing of the Most High. And that one day when, Lord willing, the Most High set that crown upon our heads, man. So I read the top part again. Verse 8 says, henceforth there is a crown, there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, you know, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing, man. So that crown is already laid up for us, brothers. But we got to constantly endure everything that we're going through day in and day out, man. Constantly seek the love of the Lord, the love of the brethren. Constantly do these works, man. You know? So, now, I mean, with that, pretty much our crown is laid up. Now, I mean, and endure everything and keep putting them jewels, them rubies, them diamonds upon your crown through going through these sufferings and these afflictions and taking it joyfully, brothers. I mean, everything that we go through is for our own good, to build us up in the spirit and to make us stronger, man. Don't let nothing break you. Don't let no man take your crown, because our crown is laid up for us, man. You just got to go and get it, man. So with that, I like to say, all praise and glory be to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Double honors to the elders of GMS. Shalom to the Lekman out there pushing true sincerity. Shalom. Death to America.